Hey ladies and gentlemen, this is Durag Wisdom welcoming you to Earth Date Y2K 20.05.28. Fake Senate impeachment trial, no vindication, no adjudication, no exoneration, repeat. Today's music, once again, by Ramin Djawadi. That's Ramin Djawadi for the Game of Thrones Season 8. Before I adopted YouTube as my main means of social communications, I decided to see what Twitter was all about. I wanted to supplement my Facebook page. Understand that I use social media as a means to spread news and information. News information. I post the Washington Post, for example, on Facebook. Twitter offered the opportunity to contact celebrities personally in a socially acceptable way, such as Lawrence O'Donnell and Rachel Maddow, among others. I decided I wanted to use my Twitter page for politics, as well as using it to promote movies and media as art. I should have investigated more before I got into the twit, because ultimately they banned me for life. Had my name been Donald Trader Trump, no matter what outrageous crap I posted, I would still be there. And if I were a white supremacist and Nazi sympathizer, Twitter would give me some love too, as they have what looks like hundreds of hate sites on their platform. Here's how I was banned for life while Trader Trump is allowed by Twitter to defame and persecute a widower whose wife died of natural causes, but whose death has been turned into a vicious conspiracy theory in order for Trump to destroy Joe Scarborough. I can't even imagine if I was a victim of one of his tweets what I would do about it. I can't even imagine. I certainly wouldn't sit back and be silent. If I was going to post anything on Twitter, I made a rule to make sure that I did some research on it, so that I did not misguide people who may be reading me. The first time Mike Pence introduced himself to the Y2K16 campaign, he called himself a Christian first. He introduced himself, I'm a Christian. That's the first thing out of his sewer. That pissed me off, because if I were running for office or was picked to be a running mate, I would never call myself a Jew first. In the USA, you are an American first. And whatever religious or ethnic or racial group you are a member of comes second. No one should ever hide what they are in our American tapestry, but be an American first. I then posted on Twitter my disdain for Mike Pence and his attempts to make of our country something our founders may have or may have not intended. A white race country in which only Christianity is practiced. P.S. I would not want our country to be forced to practice Islam or Judaism either, or any religion. Ours is and will always be a secular country. When I made my post, and in those days you were only allowed under 140 words, I did not realize what it would cause. Suddenly I was flooded with Nazi hate messages, all in a row, and all somehow connected to a particular group. And I responded with word vomit and violence of my own. As a Jew, I know one thing: you kill Nazis. I also understand that we live in a society that supports free expression. So when I say that you kill Nazis, I mean symbolically as well as literally. And in the constitutional way, my threats must always be symbolic. As my war with the Twitter Nazis continued, I went and did my research. I looked up the pages of the people who were cyberbullying me. One had a painting in honor of Auschwitz or some other extermination camp as his or her main photo. Others had various Nazi symbols and ideas. There was the word cuck, C-U-C-K, I saw over and over. I could have responded to these creeps in a more professional way. The same method that I use on this YouTube page, and will continue to do it. No temper tantrums, none of that stuff, attacking people who disagree with me with temper tantrums. But instead, on Twitter, I let my famous stupid temper get the best of me. My response was with threats of violence. I even told some of them to meet me in Manhattan and come heavy. Bad temper makes schmucks of us all. One day, I could not post anything on my Twitter page. I was told that I was banned. Forget about all the hatred directed at me from the Nazis approved by Twitter. Someone used my temper and my ignorance to report me and to get me banned from the platform. In many ways, folks, I am thankful that this happened because it introduced me to YouTube, which has sadly been taken over by Google. So who knows how long I will last here, because I'm not big on big corporations. Twitter is just another corporate social network, amoral and just out to make its 100th million. Also, Twitter has a hypocritical double standard, favoring Trump and Nazis and punishing the rest of us. President birther bastard Nazi scumbag racist traitor Trump can say any defamatory and racist thing he wants on Twitter, but when one of the real people, the rest of us, somewhat represented by me, does a similar thing, and in this case I was attacking racists and anti-Semites targeting me, Twitter responds by banning me for life and not them. Look, if you want to get in touch with celebrities who may or may not respond, Twitter is the place. But if you want to stand and communicate truth against hatred and hypocrisy, Twitter is precisely the site that you should avoid. May I live to see the day that Twitter goes quitter.